Aquarius, welcome back to the channel. Monica Louv here at the Love Messages. So today we're going to be doing your reading for the month of September. Now this is going to be a general reading, so it may resonate with you, it may not. If it does resonate with you, there will be a link in the description box for the extended. So Aquarius, in this reading, I'm going to be taking a look at past, present, and future for you. I'm going to clarify the cards and pull some advice. All right, so your challenge for the month of September, Aquarius, is the Two of Swords. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands in reverse, okay? So your biggest challenge here, Aquarius, has a lot to do with the Two of Swords. I do feel with the Two of Swords energy, there's a closed off energy that you are either giving off or somebody is giving to you. And it's creating some sort of uncertainty here, okay? And we're going to talk more about the Two of Swords and why it's your challenge in a moment. Now, in the recent past, you have the Seven of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Six of Swords. I do feel in the recent past, there was some sort of energy here of defending something. Okay, it's like I'm defending my property, defending my feelings, defending my body, defending my, my possessions. There's something here about completely wanting to disconnect from something or someone. I don't know if this was you or your person, but I'm seeing a lot of blocked energy here in the past, defensive energy, threatening to leave, energy like this. We're going to clarify and get more information about this for you in a moment. Now, in the present moment, you have the Seven of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Judgment. There's so much uncertainty when it comes to a relationship that you're either in right now, or if you're single, you have a lot of uncertainty when it comes to the idea of relationships, okay? I do feel because of all of this confusion that's happening, if you are dating someone right now, either you feel like an option or this person feels like you treat them like an option, or it could be that there's a whole bunch of confusion when it comes to this relationship. And there's an important realization, Aquarius, that you're being called to recognize with the Judgment here. And we're going to talk about that and what that realization may mean for you in a moment. Now, in the near future, you have the Sun, the Empress, and the Two of Pentacles. I do strongly feel in the near future for you, there is a lot of happiness. There's potential for a lot of growth and happiness for you. However, because the Two of Pentacles is here, it's a choice. It's a decision. You have a choice. You have a decision to either choose to be happy and grow from some sort of situation, or you can choose not to. And we're going to talk more about maybe what this decision might mean for you and what you need to know in a moment. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands in reverse, which is indicating to me that someone is either choosing to withdraw from you or you're choosing to withdraw from them, okay? And there's a reason why this is happening. Now, one of the things that I want to mention before getting into your reading, there is going to be a Mercury retrograde in your fellow air sign, Libra, which is indicating to me that there may be delays in relationships, issues in relationships. Now, one of the things that you have to keep in mind, this is happening in your 9th house. Okay, so if you're a rising Aquarius, your 7th house is ruled by Leo, and 2 signs over is Libra. Okay, so Libra rules your 9th house if you're a rising Aquarius. I highly recommend that for this month, you're looking at your rising signs, because that's going to determine your house placement astrologically, and you're going to have a better idea of where Mercury retrograde is actually happening in your chart, so you can be aware of the changes and possible delays that are happening during this time. So if you are a rising Aquarius, it is happening in your 9th house, so it isn't advised, to travel. It's best that you eliminate travel or you avoid traveling during this time in any way, shape, or form, because there will be delays and there will be things that come up, okay? It's not going to resonate for everyone, but it is always something that I like to advise my viewers about, okay? So let's get into your reading and let's do some clarification for you. Let's clarify your challenge. Okay, so the Two of Swords is clarified by the Page of Wands, the Judgment, and the Eight of Cups. Your biggest challenge here has a lot to do with a few things, okay? The first thing is a lot of you, I'm getting, this is either happening now or is possibly going to happen or has already happened. Take it as it resonates. Somebody here is closed off, and that's your biggest challenge. It's like, why is this person closed off, or why am I closed off? Either you or a specific person's closed off. This could be you. Somebody here is choosing to eventually walk away because they realize something. They come to some sort of realization that they're not getting what they want in this situation. And it could be a relationship that you're involved in or some sort of relationship, okay? I'm getting a relationship here with the Two of Swords. Your biggest challenge here is not to be quick, Aquarius, to close yourself off because something here isn't functioning or working. Your biggest challenge here is to identify what needs to change within the situation that you're dissatisfied with. There's a situation in your life where you're completely dissatisfied and you close yourself off constantly. It's like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this person. I don't want to deal with this situation. But the problem is that whether you like it or not, you're going to have to go through this experience because it's part of life. Okay. So your challenge here has a lot to do with identifying what is causing this blocked energy, and two, what is it about this situation that's creating a lot of disappointment or dissatisfaction within you, and how can you change it? Because what your challenge here is to have a new beginning, to make a plan to have a new beginning, to move into a new direction, rather than being in this place of constantly being closed off and dissatisfied with life or dissatisfied with your relationships or dissatisfied with anything in general, okay? Your biggest challenge here is to come to some sort of big epiphany and realization. And that is why Mercury retrograde is happening in Libra, in a fellow air sign to you, because there's something here that's calling for you to change your perspective so that you can move some sort of blockage that's been happening in your life, because there's some sort of blockage, and every time this happens, you're constantly met with this energy of needing to walk away or disconnect from something here, and it really delays you from having some sort of new beginning because you're not seeing something or realizing something that's really in your face. So you can only ignore something for so long until you need to, make changes or realize something in order to make some sort of change. So your biggest challenge here is trying to have a new beginning, but feeling blocked and not able to do that. And it's because you're not open to realizing something here or being open to having that epiphany. And you will get signs and synchronicities. You will get signs and synchronicities which will allow you and show you how to remove these blockages if you're open to it, okay? So that's your challenge. That's what I'm seeing. Now, let's talk about the recent past. Let's clarify the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is clarified by the Death. You have the Lovers and the Nine of Cups. So in the recent past, I do feel you cut someone off here, okay? You cut someone off or you ended things. This person that you cut things off with or you completely disengaged with, you disengaged from this person because of a few things. The first thing was you felt like you weren't really getting enough from this person, or you didn't really feel happy or satisfied with them, okay? There was some sort of reason as to why things ended. It's going to be different for everyone in terms of why that happened, but I see that you ended things with someone here and then you started to focus on yourself. Tell me more about the Seven of Wands in the recent past for Aquarius. So the Seven of Wands is clarified by, you have the Page of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Temperance. So in the recent past, I do feel that there was an offer being made, but when this offer was made, you were constantly questioning this person. You were constantly in this place of overanalyzing the relationship or situation, and when things didn't move as quick as you wanted them to, Aquarius, you got annoyed, and you started to create this boundary. Okay, there's something here about you having very high expectations, and when this person wasn't able to really give you what you needed, you moved away from this situation. Okay, so that's what I feel like happened in the past. There was a very strong potential here for things to go very well, but it didn't, because one, there was delays and you didn't feel this person was really giving you what you truly deserve. Okay, now in the present moment, there's still a lot of confusion surrounding this connection as to why it's happening. I don't know until I clarify, but it is in regards to a relationship. So if you're not in a relationship now, this can still resonate with you because you may be looking at relationships in a certain way. Okay, now we're going to clarify. Tell me more about the Two of Cups. Tell me more about this relationship or the ideas of what relationships are all about. Because you could be looking at, you're either in a relationship where there's a lot of confusion, okay, or you're an option, or you're treating somebody as an option. I don't feel like you're treating someone as an option. I feel like you have options, okay, or this person you're dealing with has options and you feel like an option, or you're single, okay? Small percentage of you watching this, you're single, and you kind of look at relationships from this confusing standpoint. Tell me more about the Two of Pentacles, or excuse me, the Two of Cups for Aquarius. A lot of you don't know if you're going to have a new beginning with someone. There's a specific person that you're interested in, but again, there's so much confusion. You have the Seven of Cups here twice in the center of your reading, which is indicating to me that you don't know if you're going to have a new beginning with someone. One of the things that I see here that you need to do is you need to look at the situation from a different perspective. So like I said, I'm getting about 5% of you watching this, you're single, and you may be saying to yourself, you know what? Oh, relationships are a joke. People just want to keep their options open. People want to juggle. People want to have, five people on the go. I don't know if I'm ever going to have a new beginning when it comes to love. I don't know if I'm ever going to find a relationship and have a new beginning. So a lot of you need to be careful, because if you're thinking like this, you're manifesting and creating that. You need to be open-minded and look at things from a different perspective when it comes to your relationship. Now, if you are in a relationship with someone, again, there's a lot of confusion in terms of whether or not you're going to have a new beginning, and you need to try to look at the situation from a different perspective. Okay, why is this confusion happening in the present moment for Aquarius? So the Seven of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Cups, the Strength, and the Tower. So in the present moment, I do feel, again, your idea of love or new love, you need to find the strength within yourself. That's what you could be trying to do in the present moment, especially if, this idea of new love is crumbling. Some of you are attracting new love in the present moment, and it's just creating so much confusion, and it seems like a Tower moment is happening. But what Spirit is saying to you, Aquarius, is you need to have faith in the situation. You need to find the strength within you to believe that you deserve love, that you can build the type of life that you want. So what is this realization that you're going through? Because your judgment in the present moment is the judgment in your challenge. So it's telling me that once you realize what Spirit is trying to tell you, once you come to this place of awakening something within you, that's when all this stuff is going to flow for you. That's when relationships are going to come in for you. That's when new love is going to come in for you. That's when all the confusion that you've been facing surrounding this situation is going to come to an end. But there's something that you need to be open to realizing. And this is more or less a spiritual awakening. There's one thing to come to a realization and be aware of something, and then there's another way of coming to a realization spiritually. Okay, this is spiritual with the Judgment. Tell me more about the Judgment for Aquarius in the present moment. So the Judgment is clarified by the Seven of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Chariot. If you want to move forward, okay, one of the things that you need to keep in mind, okay, this is why the Ten of Cups is in reverse, because you want happiness. You want love. The only way that's going to happen for you, Aquarius, is if you truly are moving forward, but moving forward listening to your intuition, using that spiritual knowledge that you've gained. There's something here about being spiritual. A lot of you could be very into tarot, into astrology, into, identifying hidden knowledge, and you have that within you, and that's what's going to allow you to move forward. If you're constantly in this place of pushing people away and doing it without really having a reason for doing it, then you're really kind of, not even kind of, you are delaying your happiness. That's why the Ten of Cups is here at the bottom of the deck of the clarification. Okay, so there's a need for you to go within and listen to that inner voice. If you have to look at astrology, if astrology helps you to navigate your life and determine who you should open yourself up to and who you shouldn't open yourself up to, then that's something that you should do. But I think if you're constantly pushing everybody away and you think that everybody else is the problem and you're not going within yourself and finding the information and knowledge that you need to make the right decisions, then you're creating some sort of delay when it comes to your happiness. And for some of you, if you continue doing this, you might never have happiness. And this is why it's critical for you to really go within and ask yourself, well, why am I pushing people away? Why am I always starting things and then they end so quickly? Why is it that I end up opening myself up to somebody and they end up leaving me? Is it because every time a challenge comes up and it's not perfect, you walk away or you run away? Because there will be challenges in life. There will be challenges, there will be delays, there will be situations in your life that are going to require you to have patience, okay? And that's what your whole entire situation is all about in the present moment. Going within and finding that inner knowledge that you need to make the right decision on determining whether or not you really want to have a new beginning with someone, or if you want to ultimately open yourself up to new love. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing in the present moment. Okay, now, in the near future, you have an important decision to make. We're going to talk about what this decision may be. But first, I want to clarify the Empress. You're going to be learning a very big lesson here in the near future. And again, you could choose to remain in this place of being withdrawn and isolated, or you can choose to grow from this. There's something here about growing with the Empress, creating. Some of you are going to be pregnant in the near future, creating, manifesting things that you want. When I say pregnant, I don't mean physically pregnant. For some of you, you could ultimately be physically pregnant in the near future. But what I'm getting more or less is you're pregnant with some sort of idea. And this idea is happening once you go through some sort of major realization. There's going to be a lot of illumination for you in the near future about this situation that you need to make a decision about. Empress is clarified by the Fool, the Knight of Cups, and the Hermit. A lot of you are going to think before you act in the near future. There is somebody coming in, water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm getting a Virgo, maybe a Taurus, or another Aquarius or an Aries. This person coming in is going to want to have a new beginning with you. It could be somebody who is trying to reconcile with you from the past, or it could be somebody here that you've been casually dating. I do feel that this person is going to spend a lot of time thinking before they take action towards you. And the reason why there's a delay in terms of how or when this person comes towards you is because of 1, Mercury retrograde, and 2, this person's thinking long and hard about whether or not they want to have a new beginning with you. And you could also be this person, but I'm getting that this person is someone who's going to be doing the thinking. And you're going to be in this place, what I see here in the near future, Aquarius, I see you being in this place where you're so comfortable within yourself, especially after the lessons and the things that you come, because September is all about major realizations for you. It's all about major realizations, because where the sun is going to be is in your 8th house. And the 8th house is ruled by hidden knowledge, hidden esoteric knowledge. It's ruled by Scorpio. So when the sun is transiting your 8th house, you're going to be coming to terms with all the things that have been hidden, and you're going to start changing your perspective. So if you've been feeling blocked, if you've been feeling like things aren't working out for you, things aren't going the way that you want them to, it's because you're still going through some sort of major realization. And after you go through that realization, a decision has to be made. Tell me more about the 2 of Pentacles for Aquarius. What is this decision that Aquarius is making in the near future? So the 2 of Pentacles is clarified by the Queen of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Magician. You have a choice. And the choice that you have in the near future is, if you leave too soon before this person really gives you the love that you're looking for, you may miss an opportunity here. So it's very important in the near future that you make a decision on whether or not you're going to allow a situation in your life to determine your happiness, which means if you're not patient and you leave, you may miss an opportunity. But if you shift your focus and say, you know what, I can manifest whatever I want, I can create whatever I want, and you focus on that energy, that's the decision that you're making, right? The decision is I can either choose to manifest and create my reality, or I can choose to allow reality to sway me any which way it wants. Because in September, there's going to be so much illusions when it comes to relationships, when it comes to dealing with people, that you may make a decision very quickly without thinking through, okay? So if you've been doing that lately and you've been in this place of making decisions without getting all the information, all the facts, because you want things to happen now and you want it now, and you want it a certain way, then all you're doing is delaying your happiness. So you have a choice. The choice is to either allow illusions to sway you or to allow yourself to recognize that you are the magician to create what you want. And that's what's going to lead to your happiness with the sun here. Okay, so it's going to be up to you, Aquarius, in terms of what you decide to do. All right, so let's get some advice. What is the advice? So the advice is the Three of Swords, the Tower, and the World. When something is done, it's done, okay? Your biggest piece of advice here is when something is done and it's finished, don't hold on to resentment, anger, pain, trauma, because all that does is create some sort of stagnation in the new cycle. There's something here, Aquarius, about you finally moving towards a new cycle when it comes to love and relationships. And your biggest piece of advice here is to prepare to rebuild your life. But when you do rebuild your life, okay, in whatever way you decide to rebuild your life, you should not. And again, you can do whatever you want. This is just advice. You should not hold on to resentment, anger, pain, trauma, especially when it comes to some sort of ending that you either are going through or you did go through, because what that does is it creates blockages from being able to rebuild the type of life that you want. I'm going to give you an example. If you want new love or you want some sort of new thing to happen for you, or you want to rebuild your life in a certain way, if you're angry all the time, upset, that energetically shows the universe that that's the type of energy you want to attract to you. So you need to be very careful in September that when you are approaching things in your life, again, rebuilding your life, new love, new experiences, whatever, ask yourself this question: am I still in pain? Am I still upset? Am I still angry? And if the answer is yes, and you're able to admit to yourself the truth, then you can start making changes, which means finding ways to heal, finding ways to slowly rebuild your life. Listen, you're not going to rebuild your life in one day. It's going to take time. You need to harness and learn patience, okay, in September, especially after some sort of ending. But it's going to be super critical that if you're angry and you still have resentment, you have to deal with that. And there's tons of ways that you can do that. There's tons of ways to look online. How can I heal myself? How can I get rid of resentment, pain? Sometimes writing a letter or doing a burning bowl, or doing a salt bath, whatever it is that you need to do. Maybe you need to go and seek professional help. Whatever it is, you need to work on this pain that you're feeling, because all it's doing is manifesting things that you don't want in your life. Okay. And I think you want happiness. I think that's what you truly want. But it's going to start with you, Aquarius. It's going to start with you, okay? So this is what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope this reading helped. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.